The Iron Cross Stubby Front Bumper with push bar is for anyone with a 2018 and up JL that's looking for a stubby front bumper to change up the look and the function of your Jeep. This is going to be a nice easy 1 out of 3 wrenches for the installation, and we will show you how to get it done in just a second. So usually when you're shopping for a front bumper, it's because you do want to change up one or both of those things, either the look of your Jeep and or the function of the front bumper on your Jeep, and this is going to provide both of those. This is going to be a winch ready bumper, so you can bolt the winch right up on top here. You have your fair lead mount right there as well, so you're going to be able to do all sorts of recoveries using your winch. You can also do some recoveries with these D-ring mounts that are right here. So these are going to bolt into these recessed areas here, allowing you to put 2 D-ring shackles on the front bumper that can be used for snatch strap recoveries, for toe straps, or if you are using your winch, you can go out to a snatch block, back to your bumper again, doubling the pulling power of your winch. You have a lot of flexibility with recoveries because you'll have both a winch and those D-ring mounts. Now, this bumper is also going to have a slot in the center here that can be used for lighting. It has a couple of different mounting points pre-drilled into the bottom of the bumper, and you could always drill your own. So you have a couple of different options for lighting there, whether it be a light bar or a light cube, a couple of cubes, whatever you choose to put in there. Now, this does not come with the lighting, so whatever you want to put in there is going to be a little bit of a custom job, but again, they do give you some slotted holes just to make it a little bit easier for you. Hopefully, whatever light you purchase would work with the existing mounting points without the need to drill anything. Now, as it says in the name, this is a stubby bumper that has this push bar. So the push bar is this bar over the top here. That's really more for aesthetics than anything else, although if you are running a really narrow trail, it will help to push some brush away from dragging it across the grill. The fact that it's a stubby bumper is going to give your Jeep a very off-road look, a very aggressive style, but it's also going to be a benefit for you if you're running some really big tires. Sometimes those tires can make contact with the front bumper. By having something super short here that doesn't stick out much past the frame rails, you're not going to have as much of an issue with that. Now, this bumper, for being a stubby bumper, which just means it's a little bit smaller, and for one that has light mounts but does not include the lights, is going to be a little bit more expensive than some of the other choices out there, coming in at right around that $525 mark. If you like the style of this bumper, because it is a little bit unique and it has everything you're looking for, it's still going to be a really well-built choice. But if you're looking for something a little bit more budget-friendly, you can probably find that, and maybe even a bumper that includes a few more features for a little bit less money. Like we said, this is going to be an easy install, 1 out of 3 wrenches. Let's show you how to do it.
Tools required for this job are going to be a 1/4 inch drive and a 3/8 inch drive, an extension, a swivel, 18 and 19 millimeter socket, an 8 millimeter Allen key socket, or just an 8 millimeter Allen key is fine, an 8 millimeter socket, a push pin removal tool, or a flathead screwdriver, and optional is that impact. So the first step to remove your Jeep JL front bumper is to get a push pin removal tool or a flathead screwdriver and release the 2 pins on the top of the bumper. There's one here and one here right behind our tow hooks. So let's do that now. So to release these clips, all we're going to do is get this tool underneath that top and then get underneath that push pin itself, just like that. Now we're underneath the Jeep. There are 8 push pins on the front of this cover. We're going to be removing those now. Then the 2 in the corner are kind of a pain to get to because there's a piece of trim here. So I'm going to take my time, slip the tool from the back side, and just release that pin like that. Let me get the other one. So we're going to take a 8 millimeter socket and get rid of the 2 screws holding this on. I'm going to remove this one first. So I'm going to support the little skid plate here with my hand. Make sure this does not fall on my face. Now we can get this skid plate out of here. Now, if your vehicle is equipped with fog lights from the factory, your harness is going to be right here. So we're going to disconnect our electrical connection. I'll stuff this back up here. Now we're still on the passenger side, and I just wanted to show you the 2 studs and nuts on the outside of the frame rail. Now this is going to be a mirror image on the driver's side, and then on the inside of the frame rail there are 2 nuts and studs as well. So let's take an 18mm socket with a universal and extension and remove these nuts. So now we're on the inside of the frame rail and you can see those 2 nuts and studs. Let's remove those now. All right, now we're gonna get the last 4 nuts off. We're gonna be on the inside of the frame rail on the driver's side. All right, so now we're gonna take this last nut off. Then we're gonna grab the tow hooks and firmly pull backwards. The reason why we have to pull a little firmly backwards is because these covers get caught on that mounting point for your bumper. So with our stock bumper removed, we can now get our iron cross bumper in place. What I'm gonna do is just set this on our frame rails. And then I'm going to bring a stool in here. And you can see I have my hardware and my D-ring mount laid out. That's actually gonna help us secure it. So what you're gonna wanna do is put the bolts into the corner. And then with my left knee, I'm actually going to lift up on the bumper, aligning our holes with the mount. I'll get the top one in first. Slide this up, get that bottom one in. So now I can get both of these in. All right, so now I'm gonna go behind it and start a lock washer, washer, and nut. So as I said earlier, we're gonna be putting a washer on first, followed up by a lock washer. It's gonna be a little tight on this inside rail here, in between the end of the stubby bumper and the outside of the frame rail. Get a nut started on the top one there. Followed up by that nut. Just trying to start a couple threads. Then I can get my impact on there. And an 8mm Allen key socket on the front. All right, so that's started. Now I'm going to take a socket wrench with an 8mm Allen key, stick it on the front of that bolt head, and then take a 19mm socket on my swivel and extension and go ahead and tighten this up. You actually watch the bumper suck in a little bit. So I'm gonna leave these relatively loose and then go back around and tighten them up because we still have to get the passenger side up and on. So what we're gonna do is I have the nuts on the passenger side. I'm just gonna tighten everything up. I just wanted to show you guys that this does come with a fairlead and winch mount system. So this will just slide right onto the top of your bumper. Now that does not come with hardware. The winch you purchase will though. So that's gonna wrap up my install of the Iron Cross Stubby Front Bumper fitting your Jeep JL. And for all things Wrangler, keep it here at ExtremeTerrain.com.